Ari. Miss Thomas tells me that you were kind of sad in her class. What's going on? What brings you here?
Well, as you know, the SAT is coming up, and I'm really, really nervous about it. Don't know what to expect, never have time to study for it, in and out of my sports, just, really nervous.
Oh, it sounds like you're having anxiety about the test. What are some of the symptoms or what are some of the feelings that you're feeling?
Like, I can't focus in class, I can't sleep, thinking about it just makes me go crazy. My parents expect me to do the best, and I'm the oldest of four. They want me to be good role models for my brothers and sisters, and I'm just really, really nervous about it.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to come in here and share things with me so that I can help you to try to process this so that you can kind of, come down with some of your anxiety. So together, I'm more than willing to work with you so that we can work on this. When exactly is the test?
November 17th. But, as it gets closer, no matter how far it is, I still don't think I have enough time to get prepared and sit down and actually, study for it in a quiet place. I'm always on the move. Everybody's always doing something, whether it's just going to practice or just going to a football game. It's just really busy in my house, never have time to just be in quiet and focus and study at all.
Okay. And I hear that you're very busy and, I'm always hearing your name on the announcements with track, and that's very good. And I'm glad that you did sign up for the PSAT because a lot of the students probably didn't even take the time to do that. So although you are anxious about it and you're having some anxiety about it, I think that that's a matter of processing your thoughts so that you can regain your calmness so that you can move forward and take the test with confidence. So what I'm thinking is that we need to start journaling to reframe your thoughts. Your thoughts are basically on your parents and the pressure that they are putting on you. Do you believe in yourself?
Yes, I do. I believe in myself a lot. I think I'm going to do really good on the test, but then again, it still comes back to me that I have not prepared for it. I haven't had time to sit down and study, haven't opened a book at all. I'm always doing homework for other classes, for other things, never have time to just do what I need to do.
And when you're feeling this way, what do you do to regain your calmness? In the class, I understand that it was out of control. And do you have a technique that you use when you have anxiety that you try to regain your calmness?
Sometimes I just close my eyes and breathe for about a minute.
Very good, Ari, because that's exactly what I was going to suggest. Closing your eyes, putting your thoughts on something positive. What is your reason for taking PSAT? I'm not sure if you mentioned that, but if you can tell me, what's your goal? Why are you taking it?
Well, as you know, I'm a junior and I'm about to graduate, and the SAT is something that colleges look at. It's something that I have to do good on. I am an athlete, but I don't want to just get a scholarship for the sport that I do. I also want to get a scholarship for my education and the work. I want to be a student athlete, not just an athlete. And I also want to go to a D1 school.
Very good. You have very, very good goals in place. That's awesome. I'm sure your parents are proud of you. And I want to say that your parents, I want you to not look at it as them pressuring you, but just the reassurance that they are expecting great things out of you. So I think it's the way you're perceiving it that's causing you to become anxious about the test. If you would just be able to process those thoughts when your parents, what exactly are they telling you? Tell me something that they're telling you.
Well, one thing that I hear most is, Aria, you have to do good. Aria, this is something that colleges look at most. If you want to get into a D1 school, you have to do really good on this. Not only do they look at your grades, but the PSATs and the writing tests are really good, are really big on your, your transcripts, and that's what they really say the most. And those thoughts going in through my head with the sports and my homework just really kills me.
Okay. And I hear that. Now, you can do one or two things. You can speak with your parents at some point and explain to them how what they're saying is causing you to become anxious, and it's putting a lot of pressure on you in preparation for the test. Communication is key with everything. Making sure, even though they're your parents and you want to obey and make sure that you're following the rules of your parents, you also want to be able to communicate with them on an effective basis and say, Mom, I understand that, I'm preparing. However, I just want you to know that when you say this, it makes me anxious. And so that can take down some of that anxiety that they are bringing upon you. In addition to that, have you ever journaled?
No, I really haven't. No, I don't think of that as something. I never thought of journaling. I never thought of it as getting my emotions or what I'm thinking about out at all.
Okay, because the main thing that I want you to understand about anxiety is you're fearful. And so it's all boggled in your mind, these thoughts, you're hearing your parents, because it sounds like that's what I'm hearing you say. When you say, my parents are telling me, that they're expecting me to do well, I have track practice, I have class, you have all of these things. And all of these things are boggled in your mind. And so they're just swimming around, and you don't know what to do with them. And so when you put them on paper and you write it out and you write out your feelings about it, and it's helping you to process that. In addition to your deep breathing. When you're deep breathing, how does that look for you? Right.
I do it about 10 times.
And how does that make you feel?
It calms me a lot.
It calms you.
Yeah. I can think, especially like when I'm just taking simple tests in class and I just think about something that's going to mess up my mind or make me get off sidetracked and stuff. I just breathe, then I come back together and I end up.
Okay. Now, is test taking for you something that is not a strength for you? Or is it just this particular test that you're having anxiety about? Do you have anxiety about any other tests?
Tests they don't really make me, the only kind of tests that'll make me really nervous are big tests like EOCTs and which are end of course tests, the big tests, finals, all those, just really nervous because those tests those are a big percentage of your grade, and if you fail, it can bring down your grade a lot, and if you pass, it can bring your grade up a lot. So I really want to pass, but me thinking that I could, which I don't want to fail, is really what makes me really nervous.
So it sounds like tests that have a determining factor that will determine your future, that will determine your outcome, are the tests that put a lot of pressure on you. Mm-hmm. And that's great. You're able to associate that here are the tests that really make me have anxiety. So even that, you're able to differentiate your feelings about certain things. I can take a regular test, but when it's time to take a test that really determines my outcome, it puts a lot of pressure on me. And it makes me fearful because it appears as though you are afraid of failing. Is that correct?
Yes, very afraid of failing. In my house, we can't even bring C's in there. It's unacceptable. A's and B's, mostly A's they would prefer, but if we have a B, they won't be upset. They would encourage us to bring it up. But C's and below are just not acceptable. So me getting the F just makes me think about what would happen if I showed my parents this. It's just unacceptable. And when I think I'm studying and studying how do I say this? When I think that I'm studying as much as I can and think I'm prepared, it's like when I get to the test, when it's a really big test, it's like everything that I've studied or it's just not there, or I forget.
You just go blank.
Yeah.
And so together we need to work on studying techniques, you being able to process your feelings so that you do not become all emotional, because anxiety is a form of becoming emotional. And when you become emotional and you allow your emotions to take over, then you're not in a clear frame of mind that's going to allow you to focus on your test. So it's a matter of how you process your feelings, how you process what your parents tell you. So we need to work on that, processing your thoughts. And one of the most important things that I think that will help you to better process your thoughts is being able to journal them. Do you have something that you can start journaling with?
I have plenty of journals.
Okay, so what I want you to do is find 5 or 10 minutes each day and to just journal, writing down your thoughts about this test. You know, what you think about is normally going to determine your behavior and how you respond to that behavior. If you think positive thoughts, if you know, I can pass these tests, I can do it. If you, time management, if you put things in place, and I can help you with that as well. I understand and I realize that you have a very detailed schedule, but at some point, let's say maybe I can set you with a counselor, maybe set you up with a tutor or a mentor that can help you to prepare and study, which will build your confidence for the test. Because at this point, now you're more confident because you have put some things in place. When you're not prepared, you have not studied, well, that brings on anxiety. But if we do things to build your confidence, build your study habits and your study techniques, then I feel that it will kind of release some of your anxiety, and then you'll feel more prepared about the test. So now today is, we're at the end of September, and you're saying the test is November 17th. So what I want you to do is to go home today. Are you staying after school for track practice today, right? Okay.
That's why.
Okay, I understand. And so track lasts for about what?
2 hours probably.
2 hours. Okay, so what I will ask you to do is to go home and kind of journal your thoughts, your feelings as it relates to this test. And then tomorrow when we have more time, because I know that you have to leave shortly, and then we can come in once you have your thoughts on paper, and we can kind of talk about your thoughts. What if you're feeling fearful, you write down fearful. And next to that, why do you feel fearful? If you know, you mentioned that the pressure of your parents, and then we can talk about ways that you can address that with your parents. Then we can talk about ways to address, you know, you being fearful. And then as we approach the test, and each, you know, we can start meeting maybe once a week, and as we approach the test, then we can kind of measure your confidence level and whether or not you're having anxiety. Because it's all trial and error. Every person is different. What works for you may not work for the other person, but I'm here to support you and to help you through this. You know, I have an open door policy. I am just so glad that you came in today and not, you know, taking this into your track practice. How are you feeling now?
I feel a lot better, you know. I'm going to try to make it to the library, maybe in a quiet place to study. I think that the journal will help me out a lot with putting my thoughts and how I'm feeling on paper, you know, writing it out. It'll help me out a lot.
Right, and the moment you become anxious about it, and of course the announcements are going to go on for a while because we're constantly trying to remind the students here about the test so that they can prepare. Instead of looking at it as an alarm or an alert, you know, look at it as a signal for you to continue to prepare yourself. You know, write down your schedule. You know, if you just pick out 10 or 15 minutes a day, you know, to go over something that will help you to continue to feel like you're preparing yourself for this test, then I think it will help you to become more confident in your abilities, because that is how you overcome anxiety. Overcoming anxiety is mainly about building your confidence, you know, battling your fears, taking some of the pressure off of you.
Yes. Thank you. I really think you helped me out a lot.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh.
I will take everything that you said and, put it
Yeah.
all together.
And and like I said, definitely come back tomorrow. I know this was short notice. I really hope that if this has helped you. I just want to let you know that I feel that you really communicated and express your feelings about this. And being able to talk about it hopefully will kind of help you be able to process your thought patterns in the future. And we can just, kind of go back and discuss it again. If you come in and you think about something that we didn't discuss today, when you come back, feel free to come back in so that we can make sure that we are addressing the problem.
Will do.
Okay, so can I expect to see you back tomorrow? I won't be at this school tomorrow, but I'll be back the following day. I'll be back on Wednesday.
I'll be here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, hi, Ariel. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me, how have things been?
Everything's been good. I've been studying a lot. Practice is kind of interfering with it a little bit still, but I still have time to sit down and open the book and study with my schoolwork as well.
Okay, so let's talk about your feelings. Well, how have you been processing your feelings, or better yet, what feelings have you been experiencing?
Before I was scared more. Now I have more confidence in myself. I'm still a little bit nervous about it. I mean, everybody's nervous, but with them being scared and not want to do it and not being able to sleep, it's just I can sleep now, really confident, ready to take it, get it over with. Yeah, that's it. Really.
Okay, I'm loving the confidence. I've heard you say confidence more than once. So tell me, where's all this confidence coming from? What brings on the confidence?
Well, speaking to you the other day and sitting down and having a talk with my parents about it helped me out a lot. Writing in the journal that she told me to write about, writing just right here, helped me write all my thoughts down about how I'm feeling and my emotions. So it's really helping me a lot.
Okay, so you've said a lot. Okay, you basically spoke with your parents. And how did that go?
They apologized for putting so much pressure on me because they kind of felt how I was feeling about it. And they just told me to relax. They helped me by letting me get into quiet places to study for it, making my brothers and sisters sit down instead of running around while I'm trying to do my work and study for it and get prepared. So with them doing that, it's helping me a lot because I can think and process all the information that I'm getting from the book.
Great. That is a great job. That is excellent.
Yes.
That you were able to go into and sit down with your parents and actually communicate with them effectively in a way that got you great results. So that's awesome. I commend you on that. And so moving on to now, you said the thoughts, you're journaling. So what is prompting you to journal? Do you just set aside time to journal, or are you prompted by your feelings?
I'm prompted by them. Whenever I